RockShox Lyric Ultimate? Probably not. More World Cup news. Hannah is playing with Ratboy. Hey everyone, Andy from Singletrack, and this is broadcast number 5 of Newsdesk. Today's news starts with the news that Ratboy could be racing at Maribor the first round of the World Cup this year. We don't know if this is a fact or not, but he is teasing that he's going to be in the what's it say? The unqualification party at Maribor. And in this post on Instagram, you can see him riding the new Cannondale downhill bike. Now, we can't really see much of the detail of that bike, but in spy photos where we've seen Matt Simmons ride the bike, that bike looks like it runs 2 shocks. It's got one hidden in the down tube and it's got an extra shock at the top. We've approached Cannondale, we've chatted to everyone that we know at Cannondale. No one is spilling the beans, but it could be possible that you can run either an air shock and a coil, maybe together, maybe a damper and a coil on its own. I'm not entirely sure. It's mad, it's crazy, it's typical Cannondale, so I'm looking forward to seeing that, especially if Ratboy is racing it. More World Cup news is Sam Hill. There's the possibility he might be racing at Maribor. He's posted a picture of his new Proof downhill bike, and he hasn't mentioned anything about racing, but a lot of comments are asking if he's going to be there. He hasn't said no, but the specification on the bike does look like it's been decked out with all his sponsor stuff. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, he would get this bike built up and perhaps even race it. Could he be the first rider to win both the EWS World Cups and the Downhill World Cups? Probably not, but it's going to be cool anyway if he is racing. More news today is from RockShox. Now, if you watched our first ever Newsdesk video, you'll have seen that we spoke about the RockShox Lyric Ultimate that was popping up on a number of EWS riders' bikes. And now it's official. So RockShox has released the ultimate range of forks. Not just the Lyric, we've got a Boxer and we have this lovely looking Pike as well. Now, the main difference here is the naming strategy. Ultimate means top of the range. We've got Select Plus for the mid-range, and we have Select for the the entry-level models, and that just makes it easier for customers to choose their forks. There are a few other details too. They've got improved seals, they've got better oil in there, and there's a few changes to the damper. I won't go into it all now because Chips is going to write up a full article, and he actually has been riding the new Pike Ultimate, so there should be a review coming soon. Okay, next up is from Pole. Now, if you'll remember again from a previous episode of Newsdesk, we spoke about the Pole Bushmaster, and they've changed the name. They've had to change the name, not because everyone sniggers when they hear the name Pole Bushmaster. It sounds terrible, it sounds awful, doesn't it? Quite rude. What are you riding? My Pole Bushmaster. Anyway, but they've changed the name because apparently another company is using Bushmaster, and Pole, quite rightly so, has changed their bike name to the Stamina 140. Yeah, makes sense. It's a baby Stamina. So now in the Stamina range, we have the Stamina 140, which was the Pole Bushmaster. We have the Stamina 180, which is the current Stamina. And at Sea Otter next week, they're going to show off a Stamina 200, which I assume is a downhill bike, very similar to the Pole Machine 200 Ross and I saw at Fort William last year. So that's going to be really cool. All right. News close to home is the Wetherby Bike Park in West Yorkshire. Again, in a previous episode of Newsdesk, we spoke about this. Well, that bike park is now officially ready to be opened. It's gone through all the safety checks. It's had all its boxes checked. It's all good to go. So on the 13th of April, you can head over there and ride it. As I've mentioned before, it's been built by volunteers from the local community, riders, and the local council have helped out too. Local landowners have even donated land. It looks like a really cool place from riders, you know, on striders and up. Looks like a really smart place to go. And in other news, BMC are available in shops from next year. No, not from next year, from next month. So yeah, you can get BMC bikes in many, many, many stores from next month or June. I don't know, something like that. And the greatest news is Singletrack magazine is now in store and ready to buy. If you buy this version of the magazine, you will get an interview with Dan Atherton, where he talks about building Duffy Bike Park, and he lets you into a little secret of his reading habits. You can see there, he just put down the Mr. Men album, and he's into My First Digger or something there. Very cool stuff. We've also got an interview with Grayson Perry, a man who shares the same hairdresser as me, or did in the past. And we've got a bike-packing bike test as well. And some of those bikes are insane. Those bikes were longer than the car they came in. So that's very, very cool to look at. And a final piece of information is Hannah is playing with eggs and she would like you to count them. So what you need to do, you need to subscribe to Singletrack Magazine. No, you need to subscribe to Singletrack Magazine. You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the alert bell, and when Hannah puts her Easter egg video up, you could win a digital subscription to Singletrack Magazine, which is a pretty cool prize. And that's it. That's all the news we have for this week. Tune in next week where we'll have more interesting stuff to tell you about. So see you all soon. Goodbye.